Hey, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Racing Miner. As you can see behind me here, racing is a big part of my life. I also do simulator racing, and that's what got me into mining. This is what I intended to be my first intro video, and that didn't work out because I had made a commitment to somebody that I'd get a video up about the new Mystic Miner V3 with an attempted 12 RTX 3090s in it. And so you guys can go check out that video if that's of interest to you. But so that was my actual first video, and this was the one that was planned. So I'm a racer, sim racer. I was looking for a new graphics card for my new simulator and couldn't find one due to the market with scalpers and miners. So I started buying and selling cards, computers, whatever to generate extra income to pay the increased prices on graphics cards so that I could game. And during that, I met someone that mined whenever he wasn't gaming. So he would game, and whenever he shut off his game, his rig would just mine. I didn't know much about it, and he gave me a lot of information. I talked to a couple other people that I sold cards to that were mining, and got a bunch more information. Then I did a bunch of research, watched a bunch of YouTube videos, piqued my interest, and I wanted to get into it. So I turned a couple old computers that I had on with 1070s in them, and then forgot about it for like a week. I went back and they'd made a few dollars. I don't know, but it just got me excited, and so I kind of went all in, and I just wanted to show where I started to where I am now. And then I know we're in a bear market, so maybe interest is down, but I'm going to keep mining anyway because I think it's fun, and I believe in the long term project. And we'll have another bull run, or if we don't, whatever. I don't care. It's still fun. I'm enjoying it. So I got some pictures I'm going to play through with some audio over, just kind of talking through where I started. I started August of last year, so I'm just about at my 1 year mark, and show you where I'm at now, what I'm doing, and then I'll try and get content out to you guys just kind of on what I'm doing, and hopefully some of it is helpful to you guys. If nothing else, I'm documenting it because I think it's interesting, and I think it'd be fun to look back on this later. So enjoy. If you have any questions, just comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Enjoy. There you see the racing simulator I was building. That's what got me into mining, trying to find a card for that rig, so that ended up being a good investment. I was buying and selling computers. I had multiple of them. Those were the ones that ended up mining initially. I was going to overnight Best Buy drops, standing in line. That's where I met the first guy that talked to me about gaming and mining. I got a lot of information from him. I was usually able to get 2 or 3 cards every time I went between what I would get and what I could buy, so that always made the trips very worthwhile. I built my first computer with mining in mind. It had a primary card that I gamed on mined when I wasn't gaming, and a secondary card that mined all the time. And then I was able to score with my buying and selling that motherboard, CPU, and frame, and that was my first designated mining rig. I was jacked. I was off to the races. Then I went to Amazon, bought the cheapest 12 card frame that they had, allowed me to clean things up. So that worked good. And then I remember the day I got to almost a gigahash with everything that I was mining. I was so excited. Still remember that day clearly. I went out and bought a lot more parts to build more miners. I think I had 2 sitting in the living room floor of the extra house, one by each vent, blowing cold air on them, trying to keep them cool. In the main house, it was a disaster. There was computers on every surface. There was computer boxes all over the floor, parts all over the dining room table. Girlfriend was not happy with me. I had pre-built computers that I was plugging risers into so I could put more cards on, more hashing, anywhere, any way I could. I was going out of town. I flew to Colorado. Biggest carry-ons they'd let me take. Down there they have multiple Best Buys and a Micro Center, so I bought every card I could get my hands on, packed them in the suitcases, carry-ons, carried them with me, came back home. You can see here that was the haul from that trip, so very worthwhile. And then as I was getting better, I got my first extruded aluminum frame, 8-card frame. I believe this is the same kind that Red Fox Crypto uses in his grow tent and is really happy with. I've got multiple of them and I love them. Started buying bigger frames I could put more cards on. Ended up having 2 motherboards and CPUs on this one to run 20 cards. I went and borrowed money so I could go buy out a miner that was getting out of it, a guy that I knew. That allowed me to have my first all the same card rig. It was 8 tough 3080s, one of my favorite cards, real clean looking rig. Along with that, I got a grow tent. You can see here it was exhausting out into the shop. The cards were happy. I was able to move air across them really quick. It made the shop not very fun to be in though. You can see here I had a 20 card rig on the right and two 8 card rigs on the left, as well as I built my first 3090 8 card rig. Fans front and back, trying to keep them cool. Still didn't do a good enough job. I put them on top of the other cards in that tent, which was not great. Made the shop unbearable. So I went out and ducted it out from the grow tent to the outside. That made the shop better. Had a Fred wanted to get into mining, so I got another grow tent for him. Built him an 8 card and another partial rig, which is what his budget allowed. He's doing all 3090s, so that's what he likes. So that's out there running in the shop. I want to expand my setup more than what the grow tent could handle, so I decided to build a designated area for the miners. It's 8 feet wide, it's 7 feet tall, it's got 1 inch insulation board with an R5 value all the way around it. I had one 30 amp 240 outlet from the main panel in there, as well as multiple 20 amp 4-plex circuits. That's what I was running to the grow tent, and it worked fine, but I was upgrading. You can see here it's all finished up. The door's on a tape hinge, the fans suck it closed, so everything seals up good. The first rig I got running in there was that 83080 rig, and I was just really happy to finally have something going in there. I had to go out and upgrade the 200 amp panel. It was full with double breakers, so we put a 100 amp sub breaker in there, ran the wires across the ceiling 50 feet over near the mining enclosure, added a 100 amp sub panel with 3 30 amp breakers, a 15 amp light circuit, and a 20 amp outlet. See there, it's all lit up on the inside. Now I've got 4 30 amp 240 outlets that should accommodate everything I have right now, and hopefully a little room for growth. That's what it is right now. 3080 rig on the second shelf, a Mystic Miner 12 card with 11 3090s in it. And that brings us to today, August 13th, 2022. And down here where I assemble everything and work on rigs, got one partially tore apart. I've been working on cleaning everything. So I've got the 1660 Supers, 3060, 3060 Ti's, 3070s, 3080s, and the bottom shelf had 3090s on it, but I put them in the Mystic Miner. There's some more 3090s right there from that 8 card rig. Still taking things apart, cleaning them up. Those two already got stripped down. And I got a 3070 right there that I'm cleaning up. And my little table, it goes up and down, makes it easy to work on things. 20 card frame. I was going to put 10 3090s on it, and now that I've got that server case, I think I might go with more server cases because I can double the capacity in my mining shed. So that's what I'm currently working on. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, again, just comment down below and I'll be happy to respond as soon as I can. This is a lot of fun for me and I just enjoy doing it. The recording is a new thing. I don't know if I was ever going to, but I'm a year into it now and I want to have some kind of record of things that are going on. So again, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time.